Hello, hello. How is everybody? We are age 17, which I think we just got our portrait changes. If I remember right, last time we went through and saw everyone's portraits for funsies. I feel like our age 17 post uh um portrait feels like a bit more masculine. What do you think?
Hmm.
I don't mind it. Still looks nice.
I mean,
But...
right now the one in the top left is because you're low on energy.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like, just looking at the jaw, I guess.
I mean, you did
Oh,
choose
full body plan.
ambiguous, if I remember right.
Huh? No, I lean towards she. I'm she, her.
Okay.
In late teens. Feminine appearance in late teens. Oh, let's just get energized and we'll see if that changes it. Like I said, portrait's still nice. It just gives me more of a
Yeah.
masculine vibe. Oh, I forgot! You look fabulous! I love your design!
It's like, yes, it is tangent.
I like how I was like, before they got their new portraits, I was all about Nomi. And now it's like, oh man. Tangent and, Nem look fantastic. And of course Rex.
Completely unbiased.
Hugs! Not sure I'm fond of that face, though. I don't know what you're doing there.
that
Stop that.
that sure is a face.
I know me. Ah, they're so cute! Yeah, I still like Nomi. I still like Nomi. I don't feel like face changed too much. I mean, his jaw got a little bit more chiseled, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't change terribly much.
And then Cal transformed.
Cal did a Digivolution, yes.
He did. He did. He straight up transformed. This design is fabulous. I love it. Anyway, we need to take a break. So we're gonna chill with our little pet. I've noticed that our little pet doesn't age. From the farm, relax in the park. You hear commotion over by the geoponic dome. The kind that makes you drop your shovel and sprint over there. There's a huge crowd at the entrance. There's a crowd at the entrance to the dome. Governor Lum, Rhett, and Cal, and a handful of agriculturalists form a semicircle around the entrance, looking up at. Whoa! Oh no, it's Socks. So this is Socks. Oh!
Wow, it grew up.
Yeah, it did. She's perched over the door, her back arched with fear as her great body grapples up the side of the geodesic dome. You can hear the glass cracking under the strain. Cal's pet Socks, too. It's very cute. I like it. She's clicking her teeth and emitting a scared, mournful howl from deep in her belly. Cal is between the mob and Socks, his arms spread wide. Please don't hurt her, he cries. She's my pet. I promise she's not dangerous. It's an alien monster. Me as main character looks down at my little squid cat thing. It's not a pet, it's the enemy. Chief Rhett, I command you to destroy it. Rhett levels his laser rifle at the dilly pillar. Wait! No!
I was gonna say, you're not letting him shoot
I'm
that
not
thing.
letting
Are you
him
kidding?
shoot Socks! All eyes turn towards you. Governor Lum and Rhett are twin avatars of fury. Lum, red-faced and blistery. Rhett, calm as he lowers the muzzle of his rifle. Why the hell should I wait? He says, icy. Do you have a better idea? Socks is trained. I can prove it. You push through the crowds and stand before Socks, who looks down at you with a curious affection. You raise your hand, and she chitters and shakes out her fringe. Socks down, you command, and Socks obediently slinks down from the geodesic dome. She circles her great body around you, watching you intently. Everyone takes a few steps back from the huge dilly pillar. Sit, you continue, and the crowd gasps as Socks leans back and puts her front half to its full height, towering over your heads. Lie down, you order, and she flumps to the ground, spraying gravel and dirt at the crowd. Roll over, you say, and make a rolling gesture with your hands, and Socks writhes in her until her many, many feet are wiggling in the air. She looks up at you upside down, her mouth lolling open with something like a smile.
Yeah, come on, it's just a centipede dog. Gosh.
Oh my god! One more trick, you say, pointing at Lum. Socks, attack! Socks flips her feet with alarming speed and snarls, charging towards Lum. Everyone screams and scatters except for Lum, who freezes and cowers where he stands, and Red, who raises his rifle. Stop, you command, and Socks stops with her, dead in her tracks. Her face inches from Lum's face. Her breath wafts over him, rustling his hair. There's only shock, still silence. Lum's mouth quivers with
Lamau.
fear, and then confusion. What are you waiting for? He commands. Shoot it! For a few tense seconds, you worry that Rhett will pull the trigger. The moment passes, and Security Chief Rhett slowly lowers his rifle. That's incredible, he says. You have this monster perfectly trained. Does it hunt? Will it follow directions at the expense of its own safety? Rhett turns to Lum. We could use this creature, he says. It may be useful in defending the colony. Only for defense, Cal pipes up. She's not a weapon. She's a living, breathing animal, and she has rights. That's right, Cal.
Yeah.
Lum sets his jaw. Fine, he says, backing away from Soggs. Rhett, you're responsible for this creature. I'm done with this. He turns on his heels and stalks away, muttering under his breath.
Fuck you, Lum.
Cal whoops and runs over to Socks and throws his arms around her neck. She trills in relief and taps her many feet against the ground, her body rippling like a wave. Delana, thank you, he cheers and then laughs as Socks sweeps him off his feet. The crowd disperses, though some hang around to watch and wonder as Cal plays with his dilly pillar friend.
I mean, it's just like having Clifford the Big Red Dog, except it's also kind of like a centipede.
Yeah. I think I have two of these, so I can probably get rid of one. Well, that was fun. It's your 17th birthday. Yeah. It does look a little different now. Let me... Trying to remember where I go for this. Yeah. You're right. It's a different portrait, so that's kind of... That looks a lot better.
Nice.
Not that the other one wasn't better, it's just this one has more of a feminine feel to it. Actually, it looks more ambiguous in this one. Did I pronounce that right? I feel like I said that word wrong.
You did. Ambiguous is correct.
Ambiguous. It's very pretty. I love the portraits in this game. But it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth and celebration of life and hope, not just for this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor, the Vertumnan Youth Ball. On my birthday? Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper slipped under your door. I guess I could go. Yeah, I could go. I feel like this is how I would respond to this situation of getting a party invite, being like, what are we gonna be doing? Like, what are we doing? And then it'd be like, everyone's like, you should go. And I guess, okay, I guess I'll go. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate. Well, yourselves, and yourself specifically, it is your birthday after all. The lounge is all decked out, the decorations are expensive. Must have taken a lot of nano credit, right? Your friends are transformed too. Sorry, I got boba in my mouth. Your friends are transformed too. Everyone is dressed up and looking like young adults you're becoming. You can hardly recognize some of them. Hi, Mars. Mars catches your eye and waves. Her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holo mags. Oh yeah. Every inch of her is crimped, painted, and perfect. Solana, happy birthday! I'm glad you could make it, she says over the steady drum of music. Drinks are over there. Make your song requests at congruence and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots and then back up at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop, just like Earth. Duh.
I don't think... Is that literal?
What?
A sock hop.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
No. I mean, I can always look it up. I honestly don't know.
Yes! Use the power of the internet. At the refreshment
Oh.
table. What?
Yeah, it's literally a dance party, typically where attendees are encouraged to remove their shoes and dance in their socks to protect the floor from scuff marks.
Oh, that sounds reasonable. Again, I don't go to parties, so. Alright. At the refreshment table, this is a terrible day to have boba because I keep chewing.
Then
and
just don't chew on it, jeez.
You want me to swallow them whole?
I meant more like you could just let them savor the flavor in your mouth or something, I don't know.
They don't melt.
They don't?
No.
Why not?
Because they don't. It's not like you're eating candy. Like a hard candy or anything. If it melted, it would melt in the drink.
Well, that's true.
Anyway. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, and Rex shoves 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out, one way or another. He winks at you. Alright. Don't let him fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing.
Yes, imbibing.
Okay. Imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. It's true. To Rex, she adds. I mean, of course, not that I'm going to suffer any bad behavior. To Rex, she adds. I mean, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behavior. She's not going to tolerate it. Stop doing that face, Rex. I don't like it. I'm pretty sure his ear changed. I thought his ears were like black fur the whole way, but now it matches his hair more. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his glass. Who says it's gonna be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. Music changes to something fast, pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Woo! It's time to dance. Do we dance? How we feeling? Do we dance?
That's up to you.
Do I want to dance? Yeah, we could dance. It'd be fun. Interesting group. I mean, all of these, I don't know that I would have picked him as a dancer. You, Rex, and Mars take the dance floor. After a while, Nim follows, pulling Vase behind her. You all dance until it feels like your heart's going to burst. From excitement, from exertion, and from the sheer joy of throwing yourself around the room with your friends. Nomi, who's playing DJ with congruence, heck yeah, spins up something a lot slower, more romantic. Grab a partner and pull them close, they announce dreamily. Or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. Look for Tangent. I can literally just pick one of the siblings.
Yeah, your 2 highest friendships are with Tangent and Dis. That's funny.
I'm sorry, Dis. I just combined their names. Whoops.
Both of them didn't like that.
I do really like Tangent's design. Fine. Tangent's already shaking her head as you approach her for a dance. Absolutely not, she says. I'm not going anywhere near that sweaty mess. Well, she didn't say she wouldn't dance. Oh, that's cute. She resists you, tugging her to into a slow dancing position, but relaxes when she realizes you don't intend to take her away from the safety of the refreshment table. She dances with you a little mechanically, her nose turning more pink as the song goes on, and drops her arms immediately when it's done. You follow her gaze to the dance floor, where Nim and Vase seem to be have skipped dancing and gone straight to sucking face. Tang's lips curl. For some reason, I read Nim and my brain went to Nomi, and I was like, that's kind of out of the blue, but no, it makes sense based off of how Nim's been acting.
Yeah.
Tang's lip curled. Thank you for not expecting me to do that. You all good? After the slow song, Nomi spins Ruins' music library to something a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. That is such a. That's not. I don't like that
That's a
word.
verb.
I don't like that word. I don't
You
like
don't
it.
like to gyrate.
I don't like that word. But the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Lum's here speak, hijacking the feed. Of course, he has to ruin everything. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Rhett. Rhett, why are you? I know you have to put up with him, but why do you? Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult stop the music. But Lum is just raises his hands and smiles indulgently. Look at all of you, he says. Young pioneers. I almost read that as young prisoners, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about accurate.
I mean, it wouldn't be inaccurate.
Young pioneers, I look at you and I see the future, not just of this colony, but all of humanity. You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Red here, good man, real good man, really the best of the colony. Shared this poem from a great Earth poet. Lum continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight on the eve of something really big. He clears his throat and reads that from his hollow palm. We cannot tarry here. We must bear the brunt of danger. We of the youthful Sinui? The youthful Sinui race is all the rest of all the rest on us depend. Wow, that's a weird
Lum, your speeches need work. They're really fucking weird.
I thought he was reading this from a poem. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep. Conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go to the unknown ways, pioneers, oh pioneers. This is a wait. Okay, I need to at least know what kind of poem this is for me to read it correctly. We primeval forests felling, we the river stemming, vexing we and piercing deep the mines within, we the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving, pioneers, oh pioneers. Ugh, oh my god. I'm sure that had some cadence to it, but I could not find it.
Yeah, that's. Ugh.
Grumble and hiss. This is bullshit.
Fuck you, Lum.
Yep, rebellion. Rhett looks a little pained, but Lum continues. It's not your fault, Rhett. I'm sure Lum is butchering it. You know what? I'm doing this on purpose. I'm butchering it on purpose. To be fair, I'm not convinced Lum knows what kind of poem it is either. Yes. There we go. I am reading as Lum, and that is why it's being butchered. I apologize.
Yep.
What do you think that poem means, kids? He asked. Does it mean we should sit here in our colony politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us? I honestly did not even process what the words were because I was too busy trying to figure out what kind of poem it was and what cadence to use. All I know is it was talking about pioneers. He clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No! He exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab Vertumnalia by the balls and make it respect us. All right, dude.
Okay.
He points at you, specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough to know how to defend it. I'm asking all eligible fighters to join the squad's massing expeditions to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls. To your left, facing them, lead the cheering that erupts. Lum and Red leave and the music spins back up again. But only a few die-hard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone else is broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are? Well, yeah. I mean, he basically is a party pooper right there. Excited, cautiously optimistic, scared, angry, trying not to think about it. I'm genuinely scared. Lum literally used the last of our explosives for a lot of chauvinism. So I'm just like,
yeah, and then he's effectively like, "Here's a stick. Go poke this angry beehive."
Oh my god, yeah. Granted, I've been doing really crazy, stupid shit. Like, saving a manticore from something trying to dissolve it. But and protecting a giant pilly diddler, which is awesome. Is adorable. I'm more like, let's be friends with the creatures on the planet. Because the planet's retribution's kind of scary. Everyone's chattering away excitedly or angrily, but you can barely speak. Your stomach is a cold pit of fear, and your hands are clammy. You know tonight is about becoming an adult, but you're still just a kid. You aren't ready to go to war, at least not against nature or the planet or anything. Not against nature or the planet. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to find your dad staying up to make sure you got home safe. He's never done that before. You've always been told the colony was safe. Now, you see his sad eyes, and you know the time is over. That time is over. Well, that's a really sad birthday.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, we're clear minded. Okay. What are my skills right now? I can't remember how to get my skills going up. There they are. We can get. Right now, we have a buff to our physical skills, but. Oh, we can talk to everyone about, I guess, that night. You spot Cal moving with purpose through the gardens. He stops and gives you a wave. Hey, Solana! Where are you going? Cal shoulders the sack he's carrying. I'm taking some food to Socks, he replies. Do you want to come and see her? You do. It's been a while since you've seen the old girl. Literally saw her the other day. You and Cal go out past the walls to open the pen they erected for Sock. Oh, she's staying outside the walls now. Sock trills when she sees you both, unfurling her great body from where it's curled around the post in the middle of the pen. Her harness and lead jangle as she slithers over to Cal and twines around him. Hey girl, Cal croons as Sock sweeps him off his feet and onto the coils of her serpent-like body. Are you hungry? Sock vocalizes happily when Cal starts taking head-sized rocks out of his sack. He tosses them up to her, and she snaps them out of the air, pulverizing them into a shower of gravel with her massive jaws. They even do a few as well, lurching Cal on her back as she cavorts around her pen, chasing them. Whoa, Cal laughs, clutching onto her fringe. Easy there. It's a lot further down than it used to be. Looks happy here. Cal slips down from Sock's back and stands with his cheek pressed against her chest. I don't know, he murmurs, stroking her scales. She purrs, a bassy rumble you can feel in your gut. It's better than letting her be killed, I guess, but it's kind of wrong that we're making her fight against other animals, he says. He sighs. I don't know what to think, honestly. That's fair, Cal. I guess I could have gotten that one after checking in on Socks.
Yeah.
Alright. What stats do we need to work on? I don't know what to work on at this point. I have a lot of my red stats that are almost done. Like, they are pretty far along.
Oh yeah, because like your perception and animals, of course, have been done for ages. Your toughness is almost to the second tier, and your combat did pass the second tier, which is nice.
Yeah, it's only like 2 points until toughness is there.
Your blue is still sad, except for biology. You know about biology, if you know what I mean.
God.
A tangent?
This is bravery and toughness, and we get friendship with him.
Yeah, that's good. That gives you multiple birds with a single stone.
But that's also
I'm sure
like,
there's a saying about that.
that's also a really old one, so it probably wouldn't give us as many stats.
Not a huge amount, no, but you know.
This.
Yeah, you could, of course, always do your fun little expedition run around, depending on where.
Oh. Surveying the ridge gives you engineering? That's interesting.
Huh.
All of them give you perception.
Unfortunately, but I mean, like, it's fine. There's so many other things that you can gain while you're out there as well, so.
I kind of want to just get toughness past its threshold since it's so close.
Yeah, I'd say so. Plus, it's always best to do a survey once you're at, like, Well, you are at maximum
Yep.
stress level at the moment, or de-stressed, which is ideal, of course.
I mean, I
Let's
guess
see.
I could go.
Oh, that's 3 toughness for shoveling dirt.
What? Go over there? Oh, it is tough. And friendship with Cal.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but the one with biology also gives you 2 toughness too. Hmm.
Let's do
Farm
that
might be
one
better
because I
just
think
because of
we
that.
only need
Yeah.
2 toughness.
Plus, that's working on biology more,
Hmm.
and it's less stressful.
True. Colonies surrounded by tall walls that keep out most of the local exofauna. The key word is most. You often report to work to find that an entire row of corn has been ripped and carried away in the night by something that can fly over the walls. All that's left in the morning is torn up dirt and a dusting of iridescent powder. Happens so often, the colony sets up cameras to catch whatever it is in action. The next day, you have your answer: Dorps moths. Giant blue moths with wingspans almost as long as your outstretched arms. They can rip the corn right out of the ground. Wow, amazing, Cal says as you review the hollow bed. Didn't know Dorps moths could do that. Dorps moths are pretty cute in a bug-like sort of way. Fuzzy dog-like heads, pretty iridescent wings, long elegant whiskers. They'd be cuter if they weren't flying away with entire stalks of corn. You don't want to
You
run.
thieves!
You don't want to run the risk of accidentally poisoning your own crops, and Cal objects to trapping them. The most humane solution is to discourage them from stealing your crops at all. You and Cal work on setting up scarecrows, but after a couple of unsuccessful days, you have to admit you just don't know what scares these adorable little moths. What even eats them anyway? I guess I'm gonna have to find out. Cal puzzles over the security footage. They fly in from the north, especially around Quiet. Maybe that's where their breeding ground is. If someone goes there, maybe we could figure out what kind of animal they're scared of. If they're plant eaters, something's gotta hunt them for food. If you figure it out, it'd be a great help towards securing the colony's food supply towards the north. That might be where we need to go anyway for the engineering.
Yeah. Multiple birds with one stone again.
Yeah.
Damn, Cal's Pet one number 2 is really good on the third challenge thing where it just turns
Yeah.
into a 10.
Oh, that's +1 if it's a blue. There we go. I thought it was the one that turns all of the one to the left as into a blue. That's fine. Whoop. That still counts as a blue. Of course, I could do this as well.
Right, your straights are very good thanks to your pet.
I was actually like leaning towards not doing it, pointing towards any of the relationship type things on this first playthrough, and then they had to go and make tangents. Uh, Portrait looks so darn good.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, interesting.
So you can. I wonder what it means by update. So like, if it's below a certain value, you can probably like literally train it up. So like, if you still had some of your baby cards, you could probably turn them into some different kind of card. I imagine.
I don't know that I want to get rid of Eagle Eyes. Is it like an actual upgrade? Is it guaranteed to be good?
I don't know.
Oh, you can buy cards.
It needs kudos. Okay.
Well, let's see what
Yeah.
it does first. Let's test it. It's not like I'm short on kudos.
Because yeah, you can buy the basic baby ones, and then
Upgrade
you
your
can be all like,
step to running. 5 kudos. Interesting.
running for 50. Okay. So I'm going to assume it's just going to turn into a 2 red. Okay, yeah.
To Eagles 2. Where'd it go? Oh, you can't upgrade it anymore, I guess. Discover. To deduce it. Oh, that's cute. That's an adorable portrait. Oh.
Deduced. So that's neat. So that's a good way. If you get toughness up really early, you can spend kudos on getting just some simple card upgrades to just boost all of your deck. That's cool.
There it
Let's see
is.
what Eagle Eyes 2 turned into.
Still the same effect. It just gives you 3 points instead.
Instead of 1. That's actually a really good upgrade.
This is
though,
such
'cause
a
Eagle
fun
Eyes.
picture. I love it so much. What?
Just staying cool.
Okay.
Freaking the fuck out, but staying cool.
Let's go and see. From the north, right? Or nearby, survey the plains, view the map. He said from the north. So this is nearby. North would be the prosaic plains.
You don't have access to the prosaic plains, apparently, or
Where's the ridge?
the ridge is the resting ridges to the left.
Oh, is that where we went to find the find his little bug guy?
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Prosaic plains are the very first one, so you would have access to it if you wanted to.
Oh, the plains. Okay. Problem is that's perception and not what I need.
Yeah, but you don't have to blow all your stress on it. You can literally just hit the key points because your perception is maxed out, lol.
True. And everything I'm working on after this is different stats. So.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's go to the plains. That way we can get
solve
Cal
the
his
farm
information. Nomi! What you doing here, Nomi? You go exploring now?
Already, this has been an improvement.
This is already worth it. When you report for surveying duty, Nomi is here, and it's their first day as a surveyor. They smile widely when they see you, smiling exuberantly. Oh, you two know each other.
Exuberantly.
Exuberant. Oh, you know each other already, Utopia says, looking. Of course we do. Everyone in the colony knows everyone in the colony. It's not very large.
Yeah.
Utopia says, looking at you, and then Nomi. That'll make this easier. Lana, I'd like you to keep an eye on Nomi while you're out there. Utopia continues. I'm going to assign you the same regions for the next little while. Just make sure they don't wander into the nests of snap bladders, okay? Yay! Nomi cheers and gives you a high five. As Utopia explains to Nomi and some other new Helio surveyors about the surveying tools, Nomi starts to get bored and wanders a little away from the group. Nomi! You see it happening, but are powerless to stop them from tripping and nearly landing in a nest of Popeye eggs. They're just about to crash into the delicate spun glass cocoon when Utopia materializes as if out of nowhere and scuffs them up by the back of the collar. Nomi, pay attention! Ooh! Nomi giggles like they don't even realize the danger of being stampeded by the upset Popeyes beginning to gather around. Utopia ushers them back to the group before things get trampoline. Nomi asks a million questions about the eggs. Are they edible? Do they have hard shells or soft? What's the cocoon made of? How long until they hatch? Utopia sighs. Just get out of here, you two, she says, before the cute little varmints turn ugly. Hi, Utopia. You report to the expedition's tent to find not just Utopia, but Security Chief Rhett and Vase as well. Can't just spare any more of my people, Utopia's explaining to them. You've already pulled almost all of the foragers, and we're already running skink crews in the bridges as is. There's one person you can spare, Rhett replies, turning to face you. Hey, Solana, how would you like to transfer onto one of my hunting parties? Utopia tells me you're one of our best explorers. We could use someone like you. He indicates Vase. I need someone who can keep up with this one. Vase puffs his chest out proudly.
Well, you could absolutely school this fucker. Why?
Why do we need to kill him? Vase laughs. Because they're killing us, Solana. Keep up. He clenches his fist. It's the classic struggle between humanity and nature, he says. Nature's not all flowers and rainbows on Earth, and everything and everyone was trying to kill each other. For survival, for food, hell, even for fun. I can't wait to bag a real trophy, Zeno. He chuckles, framing his hands like a painting on the wall. The first 10-point buck on Vertumnalia. I don't want.
Yeah, Vase, you're kind of a jackass.
I don't want. Brett scowls. You won't be killing them for fun. You'll be killing them to defend the colony. Face rolls his eyes.
I mean, you can't honestly say I would never kill a living creature considering the number of ones that you have killed during the glow.
We're defending the colony, and I want to stay on Utopia's squad. I don't want to be a part of their crap and deal with Vase.
That's fair.
Face scoffs. Even if it was trying to kill you, I knew you Strato kids were soft. I didn't know you were suicidal, too. Not everyone's cut out for life or death situations, Rhett says, and then turns to you. You know, Solana, it's not all killing, he continues. Sometimes it's about tracking and identifying dangerous creatures before they reach your halls. You wouldn't necessarily have to kill them. He holds up his hand, but you don't have to decide just yet. Talk to Utopia later. Change your mind. I'm assuming that just unlocked something else.
It probably did. Like some other alternate exploration task or something.
That's a question mark. I need to find the exclamations first. Oh, and the stuff I find on the ground. I will say, perception going up first is probably the best case thing you can do, though. Because you can just
Oh, yeah.
go wherever you need to be.
Yeah, you can phase through literally every question mark and pick up all of these wonderful loots on the ground.
Oh, that's cute. I'll come back to you.
It's like, ooh. It is an exclamation mark, so it is important. I just wonder how.
It's probably the predator for the moths.
Yeah, it probably is. It looks like it's some kind of lizard thing, so that makes sense.
I am very much on Cal's side as far as like trying to find non-lethal ways to deal with the xenofauna. Create scarecrows. Humanity doesn't have the best track. Oh, look, it's Nomi. Doesn't have the best track record with like getting rid of a species and then it not biting them in the butt later. And there's another one. Okay, we've got 3 exclamation marks we need to look into.
Nice.
Let's start with this one. You spot an enormous unfamiliar flower. Largely waxing petals joined to form a basin brimming with goopy yellow gum. The entire thing has a sticky, mildew look. The awful smell of the juice permeates the area. It's like something died in there.
Ugh, why is that an option?
Drink the goop! Drink it!
It's like, with how this is described, it's like a Venus flytrap, right? That can't be good.
I kind of wanted that.
You can if you want to. You are ostensibly immortal.
I just think it's funny. I want to see what happens. Drink the goop! It gave me stress. The smell is horrendous.
Well, no kidding.
If the smell is horrendous, the taste is indescribable. The moment it hits the back of your mouth, you start gagging and salivating uncontrollably. Throwing up is a relief. Hey, look, less stress despite your initial discomfort. When you're done emptying your stomach, you realize you feel incredible. Like you've been totally
What the
cleansed
heck?
inside and out. You feel invigorated. Uh-oh, hi.
Congrats, you found Ipecac.
All your noise attracts a nearby bush bub. It comes scurrying out of the bush, growling and cackling at you. Do I want to fight it or do I run away? I'll just.
I was gonna say.
It's an easy challenge for me, so.
Yeah.
There.
Easy.
Pretty much. Super gold. I got more points than animals, guys. I did it. The funny creature rears up and stomps the ground, intimidatingly. But by reading its body language, you realize it's just trying to move you away from the big flower. You get back slowly, talking softly to it. Good, bush bub. You can keep your gross stink flower. It's all yours, buddy. But hey, we feel great after doing that. I love that. That was great. Never punished. Anyway, you hear Nomi shouting for help nearby. Oh no.
What did she do?
Nomi seems to have fallen head first in some kind of Nomi-sized flower. Is it eating them? It's engulfed Nomi's upper torso, its petals pulsing as it pulls them down further. You could use your plas cutter to cut them out of there if you could figure out what part of this creature to cut without hurting Nomi. Nomi is struggling. You hear a muffled sound of distress from inside. You have to try. Let's try.
Nomi, we just
Nomi.
found one of these things, and we just ate its stuff and left.
Fun. uh, I'll hold on to that. Let's put this one here. This one here. The big 9. Alright, that, that, and that.
Yeah, there goes the goal.
Oh, that's unchanged. All the 4s!
So many 4s.
How is that not a 3-star? You delicately
It
slice.
just isn't.
You delicately slice the lyre flower at the underside of the base of its flower, which you guess is the creature's neck. Up close, it actually looks more reptilian than plant-like, just a little nick, and the creature coughs and convulses. Naomi spills forth in a flood of digestive juices. Ew, ew, ew! Yuck! My outfit! Super stupid flower! Naomi stomps and shakes their fist at the flower, which lurches away on a fat snake-like body. Well, Naomi almost got eaten.
You saved the day.
I did. They are not dead. That's a good portrait, too. I like that one. I say that like I would say anything else about any of the others. I like them all.
Yeah.
All of them have been nice.
Alright, let's look into this predator.
You're surveying some weird algae bloom when it starts to get dark. You pack up for the day and begin to head back to base when you see a cloud of dorp moths fluttering overhead. Them! The same villains that keep eating your crops! You decide to follow them. You creep silently after the dorp moths. They don't seem afraid of you or anything at all. Dorp moths eventually converge on a clearing where hundreds of them rest against the stalks of the giant fungal trees. The sound of their wings rubbing against each other is like music. The entire clearing glimmers with dust. It's so pretty you stand there and watch for a few minutes. Suddenly, the peace of the clearing is broken by a squeaking and chaos of flapping wings. The dorp moths all explode from their perches, sending clouds of choking dust into the air. Through the dust, you can see a dorp moth locked in a vicious battle with a small creature. A small creature? It's all over so quickly. You watch the creature cling to the dorp moth's back as it flails around until it climbs up and rips out the dorp moth's throat with its tiny vicious teeth. Oh man, we're watching the what is it called? Is it National Geographic or something where they show all of the documentaries about animals?
Behold the majestic zebra as it goes to the watering hole. Little does it know, the lion stalks its prey.
More squeaking fills the clearing. From the trees descend an entire family of the things, and they set upon the corpse of the dorp moth like a kingly buffet. They hop around and hiss at each other, popping up like popcorn. The sound is incredible, like screeching of a chair across the floor. The rest of the dorp moths have completely vanished. The cries of these tiny hunters must have scared them off. How cool. How horrible. I mean, both of them, technically. I feel like I would look on an object horror if I saw this, but still be like, that's so cool. Whip open your hollow palm and record their squeaking and chittering as they devour their meal. If you played this, it's bound to scare the dorp moths away from your fields, too. You don't think you would have believed it if you hadn't seen it with your own eyes. The little things you decided to call them bounce weasels are like 1/5 of the size of the dwarf's moth, and they're even more cute than the moths. They are pretty cute. You're pretty involved in recording the bounce weasels, so you don't notice another family of them moving into position over your head until it's too late. Like the dwarf's moth, you have the audacity to stand still for too long in their territory. You yelp as you're pelted by a hail of sharp-toothed creatures. Oh no! We're fine. I like how every one of these is an easy one.
They're like, you have the cards for this. It's fine.
We have all the cards. You cover your head and neck, and the bounce weasels will bounce right off of you. Some of them cling to your jacket, nipping holes into it, but when they can't get their teeth into you, they bounce away in the forest, chittering in anger. Raining bounce weasels. Set neighbors to this value. Nice. You can't wait to show Cal the battle of the cute versus the cute. This planet is pretty cool. Plus, now you have an idea how to keep the moths away from stealing your crops. We did it! We have the
Now, if
power!
only you could tame one.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing, but then it'd probably make me get rid of Squishy, and I like Squishy.
You know what? That's fair.
Squishy also keeps teleporting. Squishy's very powerful.
Squishy can do that. Squishy just, has X-Men powers.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too much.
Squishy. I like how the question mark is reflecting in the pool. Alright, we're done. This little gazebo is set up as a waiting area for the automated transporters, which bundle back and forth between here and the colony. A sign reads, Autobus Depot, Prosaic Plains. Sparse vegetation makes this an ideal region for resource extraction. Blue snow is mildly acidic and may corrode equipment with prolonged exposure. Please rinse out in fire suits upon return. Go home. Hey Bear, how's it going? Hydrate, I got you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the head pats. Well, that was eventful. I still got points with animals and perception, which are the two I do not need. But now we can get some info to Cal, and we can get our crops taken care
of. Yeah.
Oh god, it's pollen. No, pollen! Were these mushrooms here last time? Where's Cal? 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 He's normally over here. Where the heck is he?
Busy.
There's this. Anybody out here? Egg! Alright. Oh, there he is. I see him. He's in the background. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else on the ground in these areas. Doesn't look like it. Hey, Tangent! Don't see anything. Hey, Cal! Can we not? I would have figured that would have been what we needed to do. Alright. I'm sorry, what was that dialogue? Did it change what he said?
It did, yeah.
Dang it. The other thing I saw was something about Rex burying a bone in the garden. I was like, wait, what?
He'd do it.
They made Rex very dog-like.
I mean, he does have dog ears.
Rosaroni, right? I love Nomi. Let's go talk to Dad since it's pollen again. I always like to check in on him because he's got allergies.
Yeah.
Hey, it's my little genius, your dad exclaims. Don't, Dad. I appreciate the compliment, but I don't know if you see my stats.
Yeah, my little genius, you're a person? Yes. I mean, in
Definitely.
terms of animals, I would say so.
I can train anything. Your daddy.
Just get your hands on a manticore. You get that to work for you.
Look, if I could have a manticore as a pet, that would be awesome.
Yes.
So I guess it just kind of flavor texts the whole fact that we know how to keep the Dorbs moths off now.
Guess so.
Okay, so what do we want to do?
Maybe that, or you have to do the farming thing one more time, and then it'll do it, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Because that's usually how it goes. Is like you do the activity again, and it's like, ah, yes, you did the activity, and we've solved the problem from last time. Good job.
Well, I don't think I even did anything, did I? Or was it? It wasn't relaxing because relaxing's whenever we had the thing with the dilly filler. What did I do? Oh, shoveling dirt. That's what it was.
Was it shoveling dirt, or was it working on the farm or something? Because it gave you biology.
Yeah, we can go run and do that again real quick. See how it works.
Yeah,
If that,
you can always save ahead of time just in case.
I mean, it's 1 month. That's probably not gonna. It's not that.
It's 1 month.
Or was it toughness? I think it was toughness we were bumping up to working on the
It
farm.
was you were working on the farm because it was both toughness and biology.
Oh yes. So we'll do that. You play. Yep, you got it. You play the recording of the squeaking bounce weasels for Cal. You sure this is gonna work? He asks when it's done. It doesn't sound threatening at all. You swear it will work. You saw it while you were exploring. It might not sound like much, but the huge dwarf swamps are terrified of the little bounce weasels' hunting calls, and with good reason. Dang. What is this? Is that what we're calling the
Pest
Dorb Moth?
control? Maybe.
The next day, there was no sign of Dorb Moth. Your crops are completely safe. I think it worked, Cal says, sounding relieved. Solana, you're a genius. Oh man, so many people telling me I'm a genius. Heck
Again, if it's related to animals, you know
yeah.
everything.
You're just glad that all your hard work isn't going to feed those pesky moths anymore. More food for the colony. Card to the right becomes a 5. So let's put a 3. Sure. +1 biology. Got a lot of biology from that.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's try and get engineering up some more. I'm pretty close to the next tier of that.
Yep.
Let's see. We can't be super stressed by the time that Vertumnalia comes around, but I think we're okay. Study engineering. Also gives reasoning, which is still one that I need help with. And this gives us friendship with Tangent and no. We're probably going to be studying engineering for a while, guys. And I feel like these text blocks are going to be very common. Learning that computing feels pretty weird when your teacher is basically one big computer. Congruence is way more complicated than the simple if-then statements you're learning, of course. But she's still programmed. You learn about Moravec's paradox? That's the hardest thing to teach in artificial intelligence, are the things that humans have been doing for so long that they feel to us is completely effortless. Congruence has no problem recognizing faces or voices, setting goals, and deciding what information is priority. So she must be far, far more powerful than it's even possible for you to understand. Hope she doesn't break anytime soon. Yeah, that would be bad. Four. I guess I could also do 3, 2, and 2.
Nice. And they all count as blue for the sake of that. Hmm.
Oh, wait. Oh. When did I swap that one up? There we go.
Aha!
We're almost to a level in engineering.
My god.
Oh, we're getting tired again. That's a nice one. I know I should just stop saying it, but I like it. More engineering. You do some work with the construction crew this week, observing how they use congruence in their hollow projectors to plan, build, and repair the colony. The foreman walks you through the projections, literally, and points out various architectural details adapted to life on Vertumnalia, like canopies over the windows to keep the temperature down. It's really neat to learn how architecture can address all the environmental concerns, but you don't have to rely on resource hogging life support systems. So you don't have to rely on them. +2 for each gem on other cards. Do we have any gem cards in hand? Doesn't look like it.
Such a face on that one.
It has got a very funny face. Oh, that's just enough. Because it's a straight of force.
Nice.
So if I did this, move this down, did that. Brings it a little higher, but yeah. Oh, I could have used a collectible. It would have been free. Oh well.
It's fine.
I still got 3 stars on it.
Yep,
Oh,
you got
man.
the first engineering thing.
We did it! New perk. Draw an extra card at the start of the challenge. Ooh, that's nice.
That is nice.
So should we work on organizing now?
That is up to you.
Or reasoning? I feel like organizing
Or
and
empathy.
or empathy? Nah, we don't need that one.
You're right. That one's not necessary.
Why would I need empathy? We can keep doing this one to get reasoning up, actually.
Yeah. Plus, it lets you get more friendship with Tangent.
And know me. Wait, this one's reasoning and empathy.
But oh yeah, you're right.
And it's got know me. It doesn't have tangent, but it has know me.
Of course, it doesn't have Tangent. It's tutoring children.
That's true. You can get 3 empathy from assisting in medbay. You also get biology for that. We'll work on that in a minute. Let's go for the reasoning, because we're pretty close on reasoning. And then we'll swap to working on empathy. I don't know why I've just turned... Who are you? I like your design, too. Your hair is awesome. Anyway. Today you're tutoring Nougat.
Nougat?
Nougat. You're tutoring Nougat and a couple of younger kids in ancient Earth geography. They're learning the names of the countries by pointing to them on maps and saying a few facts about them. Seems kind of pointless to memorize places these kids will never see, but it's not like you can teach them much about Vertumnalia geography yet. You're still discovering it. Billions of people? Nougat says, skeptically squinting at the hollow projection of Earth. How did they fit everybody into one little planet? With all the trees and animals stuff? Was it like one big colony? Huh. Tell her the sad truth, or lie and make it sound idyllic.
Are you going to tell the gentle lie to the children, or?
She shows up in a few events as a little kid. A littler kid. Oh, that's cool. I'm tempted to lie to her.
I mean, go for it.
I
Seems like
just
she's got a
noticed
card
that
you
she
don't
has
like.
like a cat tail. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, with her color scheme, she's like a calico.
That's adorable. Oh, her eyes and oh, she must have like a feline enhancement because her eyes have the little slits and she's got little fangs.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, let's make it sound idyllic. Dodge the question. There's no point in crushing Nougat's optimistic view of humanity. Like all children, she knows that your parents left Earth because they were unhappy and wanted to live on Vertumina. There's plenty of time to learn the truth later. Telling a gentle tale. Oh. Is that Tammy? That looks like
It
Tammy.
might be, but, well, you don't know, because
I
she's
know.
6 feet under.
No, they technically incinerate all their dead.
That is a fair argument. She is one with the wind.
You weave a story about people living in harmony with nature, planting trees on their skyscrapers and tall boulevard and grass boulevards where it used to be dirty roads. You figure some people probably did do that. Maybe the wealthy ones who weren't fighting all the time. Nougat doodles drawings of cities with grass growing on the roads. You'll have to correct her. Grass were green on Earth, not purple. +2 for each gem card. We got a couple of gem cards right here. Random card locked in, one slot. Oop. There's some reasoning.
Now, reasonable.
Oh, reasonable. Oh, here we are in Born. I say Vertumina like it's just another word in my vocabulary now. But Vertuminalia trips me up every time.
Yeah, it just has a different cadence to it.
Vertuminalia is ushered in with a big military band, horns and drums, supplemented by recordings of parade music from Earth. Governor Lum strides out of command on grand red carpet and ascends the stage to Raucous? Raucous?
Yeah, raucous applause.
Thank you, everyone, he calls out over the din. Look at you. Look at this colony. Finally, truly united. Well, I mean, everyone else, yes. You, no. What are you scowling for? What are you giving me that look for? You're the prick here. All it took was a common enemy, he declares. I look at you beautiful people, you strong people, you good human people, and see a fire in your eyes. I see courage in your hearts. I see a colony that's ready to win. I see a colony that's here to stay. Vertumina. Do you hear me? He raises his arms and roars. Do you hear me, Vertumina? We humans aren't going to hide anymore. I don't like this guy. I know, I'm hiding it so well, aren't I, chat? Lum gestures for Security Chief Rhett to come join him on stage, then continues. The original fugitive colonists got it wrong. In Roman mythology, Vertumnus was the god of cultivation, not a rampant chaotic growth. He clenches his hand into a fist. We need to clear the field before we can plow it. Vertumina won't be safe for humans until the aliens are eradicated. That's a bad idea. Like,
Buddy, have you never heard of what happens when you disrupt an ecosystem?
you just don't. Just don't. Brett crosses his arms and nods in agreement. Maybe there's more to this plan than Lum is letting on. Brett! Don't go to the dark side! Lum descends from the stage and does a receiving line of handshake fist bumps. In the vacuum left by his presence, Chief Administrator Seek takes the podium and clears their throat. I want to announce that this will be the last year that festival contests will be held. What? A sound of protest rises from the crowd. and nearing the front, just shrugs theatrically and mouths, "Not my fault." Zeke looks down at him pointedly, then continues, "This war will use our colony's resources at a tremendous rate, including the most valuable time." Lum takes the stage again, visibly proud.
Lum.
"I do have some good news," he declares. "Starting today, the colony is going to be granting requests from people who want to have children." A happy murmur burbles through the crowd. "Yes, that's right. It's time to start the next generation of Vertumnants and secure the future of our children." Lum bumps his fists in the air. "Humans, humans, humans!" Anyway, about this war on nature. Actually, I don't like either of these answers because I don't know where this one's going to go.
They're both bad.
I think it's stupid, Cal says immediately. "I know survival's important, but we don't have to kill things to survive here." "Yeah, I know. We've lived for 17 years here." "Not really. How old were we when we landed? 10? 7 years?" Mars rolls her eyes. "Duh, of
Yeah,
course you
7.
think that." She mutters, "Personally, I think Lum is a total nullhead. He's not that much older than me. What is he, like 24? And everyone listens to him?" She flips her hair over her shoulder. "They should listen to me instead. Mars, I'd get behind you. I would. Better than I would Lum." "Finally, you're called to participate in the games. The last ones, maybe forever. If this war on nature ever ends, you'll probably be an adult. As your friends all separate into their usual games, you realize this may be the last time that you just get to be a kid. What do you choose?" "Well, I still can only do one. I literally couldn't do the others."
Sure can't.
Bummer. How's our friendship with Nam? That was pretty good. I think she's only half one behind Tangent. A fully grown manticore. Roars and thrashes its mane, stalking in a circle, and the lead hammered into the ground. "Got a muzzle on, Beds complains. I, I'll bet its claws are filed down." Chief Rhett, "This isn't a challenge." On the sideline, Rhett shrugs and spreads his hands. Vase and Nim go before you. Vase is accomplished wrangler and manages to wrestle it to the ground easily by mounting it and looping a rope behind the joints of its claws, pulling them behind the manticore's back. Nim manages to do the same thing, but it's a struggle. She limps out of the ring with a wrenched shoulder as the wranglers free the manticore again. It snaps its claws and grins hungrily. I mean, at least we're not killing it.
Yeah.
That becomes a 4. Mm-hmm. 4, 5, and 6. Which one wins? Oop. Aha! Anyway, I probably should hold on
Interesting.
to that. Let's do this, this, this. 3, 4, 5, 6. +2 during strength challenges, so that'll technically be a 7. Hey, yeah.
Good God, yeah, friggin' 11.
Don't have any other gem cards, but that works.
It works, it works.
3-star. Hey, we got combat points for that.
Nice.
Wrestling the manticore again. You're offered your choice of implement. You choose an electrified baton. It's a good thing you do. The manticore swipes at you, fatigued but still ferocious, and you give it a few jolts. Then it begins to show fear. You come close, deliver a few more to its soft underbelly. It roars in pain and confusion. The crowd roars and bloodthirsty as you force the manticore in submission. especially the Helios. You aren't sure if they're really rooting for you or the Manticore. Hey, we relaxed. After the festivities, everyone's supposed to take a few days vacation. You and your friends relax, but the adults move around the colony like ants on a hive, fortifying the walls and prepping for the human offensive against the planet. I'm sure this is boding well. Alright, we were gonna keep working on reasoning. I only think I need 2 points of reasoning to get to the next level.
Yeah, because you were at like 31.
Let's do this one. That way we get friendship with Tangent and Nomi again.
Yeah.
And Grinch challenges you to come up with a logical paradox that will stomp our artificial intelligence. You and your classmates spend the whole day trying to wrap your heads around the concept of a paradox, coming up with more and more complex sentences. Finally, you land on the obvious one. The statement is false. And Grinch doesn't even blow up or anything. She laughs and congratulates you and tells you that her internal logic is safely partitioned away from where humans could access it by accident. That's a good thing, probably.
Definitely a good thing.
Mars, why are all of your cards just downgrades for me?
I think it's a lot of them early on are probably strong in the sense that like a card that's a 5.
Yeah, and you just lose
like early
one
on.
kudos. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one where it's like a 1 card that turns every other card into a 1, if you had like a bonus for having the same number over and over again, it would give you a completely ridiculous amount.
Got a new perk. Blue cards
Okay,
get plus
let's
1
see.
in mental challenge.
Ah.
Alright. I think we're pretty good to work on empathy now. I don't even know why I'm trying to split out my stats like this. I don't know, for some reason it feels right to do it. Nomi's camped out in the lounge. Their holopad screen is spread out before them like a drawing table. In another screen, there's a collection of photos of a manticore. Nomi looks between the two screens, their brow furrowed in concentration, as they scribble directly into the screen with a stylus. 2 hearts. Well, Nomi replies thoughtfully, I want to write and illustrate the story about aliens, like Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, except using the Xenos here on Vertumnalia, like manticores and faceless and stuff. But they can talk, and instead of attacking the colony, they help people instead. That sounds cool! Thanks, Nomi chirps, scribbling happily at their drawing. I got the idea from the second Turbo Girl Hyperjet OVA. You know, the one where Medusa demons show up and the aliens and the Turbo Girls have to band together to defeat their common enemy. I remember that part. I definitely remember that part. Nomi looks up at you with a start. Oh, they exclaim. That reminds me. So, I'm trying to brush up on my xenoanatomy, and I'm totally fine with writing, but they blow out a big breath, ruffle their bangs. I kind of haven't been here long enough to make sure it feels right, you know? To make it go pop. And I want to make sure that I'm being, sensitive about stuff I don't know a lot about. So I was wondering, could you help me with some of the world building? Love to. You spend an enjoyable afternoon helping Nomi with their story. When you're done, they give you a big hug and thank you profusely for your help. You feel really proud of what you've accomplished. Yes! Nomi time! I'm happy. And Vase has something to tell. How's it going, Vase? You find Vase in the garrison lounge, holding court with a small group of young soldiers listening to him tell a story about his latest expedition. He's gesturing animatedly with his arms and snarling like a beast. And then I shot it out of the sodding sky. Bam, bam! Vase finishes as you approach. The gathering crowd hoots and hollers for him, which he accepts magnanimously. Looking around, you see that it's mostly his Helio crew. You can tell from their uniformly close cropped hair and perfect posture. But there's some faces you recognize from the colony. Anemone is here, and she shoots you a little wave. Tell my own heroic story. Let's stand Vase up!
This dude's weak sauce. Let me tell you how you fight a manticore.
You loudly boast as Vase's story is nothing. and you walk into the crowd of listeners, all eyes turned towards you, including Vasis, who's regarding you with a curious mixture of annoyance and interest. You tell them about the time you fought during the fall of the Strato? Sure. You tell the story of the attack that destroyed the original colony when you were 14, and how you charged bravely into the battle instead of hiding with the other kids. Everyone listens with rapt attention as you describe the pitched battle, especially when you really lay on the gore. Damn, Face says, clearly impressed. You must be the coolest person in this whole Podunk planet. Face's friends laugh, while the colonists look at each other and smile awkwardly, not wanting to disagree with Face. All except for Anemone, who joins in and laughs the loudest of all. Face kicks out another stool from his table. Well, hero, come sit beside the king. Nah.
I'm good, thanks.
I'm good. I just wanted to tell my own story. Leaves. You take a seat beside Vase, and he crosses his arm and sits back, looking at you appraisingly. I don't think this colony made them like you, he says. I thought you were all farmers and hippies, but you I like. You've got a warrior soul. The other Heliopause teenagers look at you approvingly. The only thing this colony is good for is sport. Can't wait to get out there and shoot some aliens, what Vase says. He bangs on the table with his fist. Those null shits aren't gonna know what hit them. You can't kill aliens. This is their home.
He's probably not gonna like that, but who cares?
You think both of the answers I can go with that are not flirty are going to tick him off. I mean, that's just how it is.
No, the top one, he absolutely will be like, I am a real hotshot. Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, but real is an italicized, so I'd imagine you're doing it mockingly.
Yeah, you're doing it sarcastically, but he's going to absolutely just be all like, I am, thanks.
Let's go with the answer that pisses him off.
Fair.
Yeah, I saw that coming. Vase's lip curls as snorts. Do you nullheads want to live here or not? It's not going to be your home unless you make it yours. He doesn't look happy that you challenged him in front of his friends. Aw, oh baby. You and Vase talk a while longer. Well, mostly he talks while you and his friends listen. Eventually, the little crowd breaks up as people move to their other duties. Vase says goodbye to all the Heliobus soldiers by name, and some of the colony ones too. Anemone lingers for a little longer than the rest. He reaches out to her and they grasp forearms, and he pulls her down for a kiss. I see you around later, babe, he says. They are a thing, apparently. Anemone one-ups him, sliding into his lap and kissing him deeply. Not if I find you first. Vase laughs and swats her butt as she gets up to leave. Well, alright.
Well, those two are a thing.
Eventually, it's the two of you left. Vase stands up and puts his hands on his hips, surveying the garrison, his kingdom. All we did on the Heliopause was train for this exact moment, he says. We were literally made for this, for the best of the best. He leans into your space and fixes you with a wolfish smile. Which makes me the best thing that happened to this planet since it started shitting out oxygen. Don't you forget it.
Get your head out of your ass, man.
He will not. I'm just trying to see if anyone else has anything else to say before we go back to training stats. I'm sure there's other things I could be working on, like people I could be talking to, spending time with. Oh, hey, flower. And there's this. But technically, the stat building is spending time with, like, Tangent and Nem. Not Nem, Nomi. The N's, man! They both start with N's! Alright, we're working on empathy, which I believe Medbay was the best for. Yep.
Tutoring children was the best for.
Empathy 3 for... Yeah, 1 empathy
or wait,
for
no.
tutoring children.
Right, I was thinking of reasoning.
Oh, Nem's there? Okay. Nem comes in with a training injury, a gouge that runs from her knee to her ankle. Good God! She hobbles in with a big smile. This one's gonna be a kick-ass. She crows as you help her into the med bed.
Battle scars.
The med beds are miraculous technology. Combined with genetic modifications made to your body, they can cure diseases and make your cells regenerate quickly, repairing even the most mangled limbs. If it's still attached to your body, the medbay can heal it. That's insane. For Nim, though, her genetic mutation means that instead of regenerating smooth new skin, she gets rough blue scales instead. Much stronger than human skin. Oh, so she's just working on armor. She's gonna have natural armor. Nim flicks the
Neat.
dials on the control panel and fiddles with the angle of the lamp overhead. Seriously, this thing's gonna be more comfortable than my bed. It's worth more than the whole ship, too, Instant snaps. Don't break it. Nim pulls her hands in with an awkward giggle. You connect to the medbed with your holopalm and see the interface and diagnostics there. It's a confusing mess of readouts and buttons. The user manual is ridiculously obtuse. You ask Instance for help, but she just scoffs. I don't have time or the temperament to walk you through it. I learned how to use it myself, and so can you. Just don't break it. Press the right buttons. I guess I actually have it. Oh, we just got friendship with Nim for that. Cool. It's really
Nice.
it's really very intuitive if you have half a brain for it. You figure out the machine with zero problems. The sun lamp turns on, the monitor says, "Please lie still for 2 hours." Nim groans. "It's gonna take forever," she complains. "Stay with me a while?" You end up staying the whole time, keeping Nim company. Yay, Nim!
I mean, being able to heal something like that in 2 hours is still phenomenally faster than it normally would take, so...
I wanted to redraw the hand. There we go. That's much better. We'll just do that. That's a lot of biology. We're probably going to max out biology before long.
Yeah, you might.
Late dusk. On to early wet. We're not far from glow, and that's stressful.
Yeah.
I'll keep assisting at medbay for empathy. This month you treat mostly cuts and scrapes and give out medicine for the pain and anxiety. It's easy, boring work, but it's the best kind. No one likes it whenever medbay is busy. That's fair. Probably pretty bad if medbay's busy. That means something has happened. Plus one for each part. Not high enough. Plus getting lots of biology. And then empathy has about 8 more I need.
Yeah, it should only be about 8 more. Your biology might max out before then.
You're browsing the colony bulletin board on your holopalm after breakfast, and you notice a new post from Nomi. Seems to be a short story. The title is "Xenos to the Rescue." You open the story and read through it. Wow, it's actually pretty good. Nomi did a great job of grounding the unrealistic premise of talking manticores with relatable characters and a strong emotional story. With your help on some of the finer details, Nomi's written something that truly elevates the art form. Awesome!
Good job, Nomi.
You get the notification through your holopalm that you've received some kudos along with a message from Nomi. Thanks for the help, Solana. Here are your royalties. That's awesome. Even with the medbeds, the colony keeps a few medicines in stock. Mild painkillers and anti-inflammatories, vaccines, prophylactics for Vertumnalia disease, various drugs for anxiety and depression, anything that doesn't tying a med bed. There's also a collection of pastes, powders, and tinctures from a native species. Dr. Instance is showing you how to inventory or restock the medicine cabinet. How do you restock? I guess they make the medicines all here? She picks up a
Yeah,
jar of
they
tincture
probably do.
and regards it with distaste. This is barbarism, she complains before handing it to you to stock. When the machines finally break and leave us with this, the colony will be in real trouble. Medicine used to be an art, not a science, she continues, her emphasis on the word art indicating her poor opinion of it. Ointments and oils peddled by some salesmen to people too ignorant and desperate to know better. Cutting people open with unwashed hands, drilling holes in their heads. Yes, and nobody needed their lifetimes of hands-on experience or applied wisdom. Fingerance chimes in from a nearby monitor with what must be sarcasm. Training in Virtuspace and relying on medbeds is much more civilized. Instant scowls with the weight of 20 years of resentment. I wasn't trained as a medical doctor, she retorts. Of course you were, Congruence coos patronizingly. I trained you myself. Instance throws her hands in the air and turns to you. I already had 2 advanced degrees when we left Earth, she proclaims. I was a published academic. If they wanted someone who could fix humans, they should have brought along a physician, not trained one after the fact. She scowls and starts restocking the medicine herself, shoving things wherever they fit. I'm a biologist, a researcher. My defining quality is that I get things done. Don't expect me to smile about it. I mean, there's a doctor for every kind of person. Because some people are just like ready to get in and get treated and head out, and some people do need to feel a little bit more comforted. I don't know. It just depends on the person. What matters is saving people's lives and curing their ills efficiently and effectively. Nobody wants to spend more time in medbay than they have to. Instance agrees. Well, that's a good one to get right here. Is that enough to push it over? No. I still need a few more. Biology's getting super close, though. How's our stress? We can do it one more time. And then it's glow. Should I be stressed during glow? Does stress give me a downgrade, or does it? I don't think it does it? It's fine. Let's assist in mission.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unless you hit like maximum and then you can't force your way through challenges or something like that, if I remember right. But like,
That's fair.
eh.
Because you have to take on stress. But I think I'm pretty good. The only thing that happens during glow is fighting. And I think we're covered on combat.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Instance is very protective of the colony's gene tech machine, which is used to make babies, correcting congenial abnormalities and granting them genetic enhancements before they're implanted in a womb. It's its own room, locked tight with the colony's precious frozen embryos from Earth in an adjoining freezer. It's also sometimes used for deep gene treatments like gender affirmation therapy. Truly a miracle device. Sorry, I had boba in my mouth while I was trying to read that. Those count. +2. Alright. Let's move these around to get them into a fun spot. Ta-da! That's a pretty good hand right there.
No kidding.
Biology's at 99.
So close.
Yep. Well, I dare say it's glow. Here we go again. I need a break soon, you don't say. Can't do anything but relax. Let's spend some time with the animals, even if it is just during glow. What are my other options for? Because we have relax in the
Rest?
park.
I know. Yeah, I know you have like the park related one. Then there's
I don't think really
one where
any
you.
of them are guaranteed to give you stats. I think it's just depending on what happens during that sitting.
Yeah.
Relax on the wall. Friendship with this. I'm trying to remember what all of my options are for relaxing. Nothing here. I bet you might be able to hang out with Naomi in here. Relax in the lounge. Oh no, with Rex. We haven't relaxed in the lounge in a bit, so let's do that. Relaxing after hours when Aunt Anne props her head into the lounge. The kitchen, she announces in an artificially sweet voice, is looking for someone to help with part-time cooking duties. Someone young, someone responsible, someone organized. Someone, she stares pointedly at the teens in the room, who might have too much free time on their hands. Well, I can't because I apparently don't have any organizing.
Yep. Sorry.
Sweating away over human food, not nanoprinters, really isn't your thing, so you hang back. Auntie Anne sighs and rubs her hands on her apron. Well, if anyone changes their mind, I could use the help. I really don't want to get rid of that one because it is pretty good to just change all of those. That one's pretty good too, so probably just keep those.
Yeah, just keep those.
Here we go. You're just putting your boots on to grab dinner in the lounge when you hear the colony's sirens beginning to wail. It's the yearly attack. Ugh, they couldn't have waited until you ate dinner. Rude. Outside your window, you watch the colony defense begin to mobilize. Your holy bomb chimes, with the usual reminders for all civilian colonists to stay indoors. We always join. Hey, look, it's Nim! You head to the garrison and grab a plasma rifle, then report to the front. Chief Rhett looks surprised to see you, but assigns you a squad with Nim and tells you to get up on the walls to do your best. On the other side of the walls is more Xenos than you've seen in one place, ever. They seethe out of the forest, large and small, herbivorous and predatory, fungal and otherwise, flying and crawling and hopping towards the colony with a single-minded determination. The air,
Man, it's almost like they're being commanded or something. That's crazy.
the air fills with pew pew of laser turrets and the crackle of plasma rifles. The enemy's front lines collapse, only to be replaced by even more Xenos. Just as many as before, if not more. There's no end to it. The firebreak turns into a graveyard of dead and dying alien bodies, wave after wave crawling over the corpses until they've roiled at the base of the walls like foam on a wave when it hits the shore. That's an interesting analogy considering we haven't seen a beach on this planet. You hear the walls creaking underneath you, but they hold strong. There is no sun to set and glow, but night falls on the battlefield without any break in the fighting. Your fingers begin to cramp from pulling the trigger of your plasma rifle. Finally, you're relieved by the second guard shift. You walk straight into the garrison, right into the dreamless sleep. You're awoken 6 hours later for your next shift. The kitchens have provided the soldiers with fresh soy rations and hot blep tea, blep, which you grab and make your way back to the walls to survey the carnage of the night. As you arrive, your holopalm lights up with a priority message. Security personnel, we are under siege, the security chief says, getting right to the point. On Earth, sieges were used to break a city by starvation or drought. We have plenty of food and water. Guards will rotate 6 hours on, 6 off. As long as we keep the Xenos on the other side of the wall, we can hold them off for days, weeks even. Weeks. Everyone exchanges exhausted looks. He pauses and then adds, "We can do this. We're stronger than them, and we're not going anywhere." You and the other soldiers fall into a fistful rhythm, alternating shifts on the walls with brief snippets of sleep. Gunfire becomes the soundtrack of your days, which begin to smear together like paste. Nim, in particular, is suffering. She's volunteered for relief shifts, sometimes pulling doubles or triples on the wall. You catch her mechanically shoveling soy porridge into her mouth before seemingly to fall asleep sitting up. A minute later, she jolts awake as someone's spoon clatters against their bowl. Tempers grow short as fatigue sets in. 6 days pass. You're on shift watching the Xenos batter themselves against the wall. You feel your eyes on focus at the sheer formless horde of them. In these days, they still haven't breached the colony. Sometimes they even seem to retreat, ebbing backwards and reforming somewhere else. Behavior you'd never seen before. A group of monsters break from the tree line. Nothing new except for one of them. What are you? One of the Xenos looks different from the others, almost humanoid. Oh, hello there. That's terrifying. It looks like a miniature face, like no face, right?
Yeah. Huh.
The creature looks suspiciously like a person, at least from the waist up. Down below, its lumbering chimera vaguely reminiscent of a faceless, wrapped in tattered bits of flesh and bony protrusions. Something like hair flutters behind it as it turns to look right at you with an unnerving, malevolent intelligence. You rub your eyes. Yeah, it's still there. It approaches the base of the wall, and the other monsters surge forward on to pound against the gates.
It has a flower gun, but hmm.
You wave to it, and the creature sneers, and to your surprise approaches the wall. Little weed, they address you in an exulting, rasping voice. Everything seems to go quiet nearby as you strain to understand this talking horror. Child of breeding rabbits, feral pig, kudzu. Its unnervingly human gaze pierces you. Introduced species. You understand? You wonder if you're hallucinating. Is it holding a gun? You slowly nod yes. You understand the words, at least. I'm Noctilucent, the monster says through a voice box that seems better suited to guttural roars than human language. A gardener. Designation? Pest control.
That checks out.
You realize with growing horror that this creature's hair is actually alive somehow, waving in the wind that isn't there. Their clicky-clacky bits wave and snap at you as if they have a mind of their own. You can't look away. I mean, I kinda have an idea. What do you want?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? You jump as Nim sneaks up behind you, and when you look back, Noctilucent's gone. Delusion? That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's amazing. You babble about the talking monster named Noctilucent, but Nim thinks you're having some kind of mental breakdown. The siege is getting to everyone, Solana, she says, patting you on the shoulder. If you're freaking out, go lie down. I'll cover for you. Finally, after 6 days at the siege, you look down on the sights of your plas rifle and see a curious thing. The monsters are retreating. As you gather with the other soldiers in the colony square, your holopalm lights up with a priority announcement from Governor Lum.
I have found additional explosives!
The alien attackers have been defeated, he says. The siege is ended. Lum smiles broadly and puffs out his chest. Another year, another win. You're welcome, Vertumnalia. You're welcome, humanity. You're welcome, you hear, and see Chief Rhett nearby looking livid. What did he do? He rants it into his security officers. Race out there like an idiot with his honor guard? Defend strategically unsound positions? Put himself in danger so he could save his overstuffed ass? The soldiers all shift uncomfortably, but no one disagrees. And when I actually needed him, Rhett continues, taking his 12-hour beauty rest while the rest of us are slogging through the endless shifts. Soldiers are exhausted from the siege, so the crowd in the square disperses quickly. Only a few Helios remain, covertly filming Rhett while he continues to rail against Lum. Uh-oh. On the horizon, the first rays of quiet streak the sky with lavender. You watch Utopia's reclamation crew head out through the gates and begin vaporizing xenocorpses for their component molecules. That night you have terrible dreams. You imagine that you're sieging the colony. What? That you're a creature crawling in the mud on your belly. The ozone crackling of plasma rifle fire arcing overhead. With your talon claws, you rip into the walls like they're made of clay, stuffing choking handfuls of it in your mouth. In a moment of lucidity, you try to pull the clay from your throat, but no matter how hard you pull, it just never ends. You jolt awake when you realize been pulling out. Whoa! Calm down! When you've been pulling your own guts out of your throat. Just a dream. You're shaking and coated in a film of terror sweat, your heart pounding. You don't find sleep again before dawn break. Okay! Alright!
That's. Ooh.
Mm. Ooh! Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Alright! Alright. Okay, well, we're our starring hero, I guess. Hey, Tangent. You spot Tang sitting on a large boulder outside the lab. She's eating a pressed soy bar ration with determination, alternating bites with huge gulps of water to wash it down as quickly as possible. What you doing? She stops her grim work long enough to acknowledge your question. I hit the limit on the number of consecutive hours they'll allow me to work in the lab, she says. So I'm taking a break, she says, making mocking air quotes around the sentence. How dare they?
I mean, come on, tangent out of the lab? That's a crime.
That's what I said, Tang replies. They just think they can boss me around because I'm younger? She scoffs. I'm smarter than any two of them combined. Ugh, Tang groans and rubs her bloodshot eyes. I just want to work, you know? It's so frustrating to be deep in the zone and feel like I'm just on the precipice of a discovery. And then someone tells me that apparently my genius is taking too long. I want them to treat me like I belong there, the way Dr. Instance does, Tang mutters. She actually respects me. They're just jealous that she likes me. Tang slides off the boulder, and you see the color bleed from her face as she stumbles into you, nearly crumpling onto the ground. Nearly crumpling onto the ground. Oh, she grits out, leaning over while dizziness passes. Thought the nutritional uptake of that bar would be quicker than a real meal, especially after taking into account the time required to walk into the cafeteria. She trails off, realizing she's clutched your jacket and pushes you away. My apologies, she says, brushing herself off. Regrettably, it seems only human. Tang scrubs her hands over her face. Ugh, sometimes it feels like I'm a prisoner in my own body, like I can feel myself trapped in it. This stinking, sweating bag of meat and bad impulses, stuck with the burden of keeping it alive every day for the rest of my life, and her voice breaks. I don't know if she would care for me to call it out, but it is just us. It's not like we're surrounded by people. Tang scowls and wipes her eyes away. Wipes her eyes angrily. Reflexive lacrimation is an evolutionary response to emotional and physical stress. She snaps. In other words, no, I'm not crying. She is. She is. She's just using scientific words to not call it that. It's just this resentment for my physical form. It reminds me of when I was little, and Instance used to be the gene tech to give me. Instance used the gene tech to give me this body, the right body. Oh, only this body's wrong too. She adds quietly. It's right in a lot of ways, but it's still imperfect. It's still human. If I were an AI, everything would be more simple. I could just do my work. I could do what I'm good at. No messy biological functions, no emotions, just clear and beautiful purpose. I hate this, Tank sniffles. I hate feeling like this. I'm always here to listen, Tank. Tangent manages a watery smile as she wipes her eyes. Thanks, she says. I apologize for being all wet on you. It won't happen again. Tangent's +6 if this has the highest value. How do I get a 2 to be the highest value, Tangent? How?
That is an excellent question.
She wipes her eyes and straightens her jacket, then takes a deep breath and holds it for 10 seconds. her eyes closed. By the time she opens them again, she looks ready to go back to work as if nothing happened. You admire Tangent's determination, but sometimes you think it might come at a price. Oof. Let's check on Nim. See how they're doing. You spot Nim halfway up a garrison watchtower, her legs wrapped around the scaffolding as she cranes to look over the fence through a pair of holocures. You hear your throat. You clear your throat, and she peers down at you and waves. Solana, come up here. I want to ask you something. You clamber easily up the scaffolding. Nim gives you a high five. Here you go. Look through these. Nim says, shoving the holocures into your hands. You raise them to your eyes and look where she's pointing. A long ways out, much farther than the expeditions are going, you spot a dark humanoid shape moving through the towering fungal forest. See it? Nim asks. It's this. I swear it is. He's always sneaking out over the walls. So what? I mean, he's always done that. He's not supposed to do that. We already know that. Nim stares at you. So what? She repeats aghast. He's gonna get in trouble. Only if you tell on him. Well, yeah, but someone should. The adults say we're not supposed to go outside the colony unless it's on an expedition, Nim says. I kind of figured Dis would be on expeditions at this point. Taking the holocures back and looping them around her neck, and Dis just goes wherever he wants. What if he gets hurt? What if he dies? She wrinkles her nose. What if he picks up a weird alien disease and comes back with 3 heads? I'm pretty sure Dis would think that was rad. Nim scratches her cheek, where acne made her skin dry and sore looking. Ow, she mutters as bits flake off. I just don't know what to do about it, she says. What do you think? We should go after him? I mean, that's an option. He'd be more willing to listen to us than a lot of the quote-unquote adults.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Nim stares at you like you've turned green. What? She exclaims. Outside the colony? By ourselves? No way. Nuh-uh. It'd be fun. She shakes her head. Nope, not even a little bit. Nope. Nobody. Nope. Nim punches you slightly in the arm. International House of Nope, dude, she says. We're gonna die a little if we go out there. Colony's got rules for a reason, Nim says, staring off into the wilderness. If we do our own thing and don't care about the rules, we're all gonna be toast. Kinda like the sports ball team. We're all doing different stuff, but we all gotta play by the same rules. So we can get as many points as we can. Anemone, Solana, you look down at the ground where a passing colonist is waving up at you. You two get down from there, it's not safe. Okay, sorry, I'm on watch, Nim shouts back, indicating her holocures. She shoots you a smile. I guess we should get inside the watchtower, huh? You both climb the rest of the way to the guard platform. Nim heaves herself over the edge and reaches down to help you up, and you notice that her hands are all banged up and scraped over with blue scales, probably from scampering all over the place the way she does. She notices you looking and laughs awkwardly. She runs her hand through her fluffy hair. Maybe if I get beat up enough, I'll have so many scales that I won't have any more acne, she jokes. She used to be embarrassed by her scales.
Now they're useful.
They're extra armor. It is. Nim's keeping an eye on you. Be careful, bud. These two don't have anything to say to me. I guess we just hit thresholds with those two since they were already pretty close. What about Cal? Does Cal have anything to say? No. Dang. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's another year down. We are now going to be 18, I believe. Which means we have either 1 or 2 years left, because teenage, which means we have 18 and 19.
Yep.
I don't know at what point the game cuts off, but I've been told we don't make it to 20 at least. Or at least the game doesn't make it to 20.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll finish getting our empathy up, and maybe I'll eventually do organizing.
Maybe.
Having a good time though. I'm enjoying it. I feel like I just want to play through it a lot. I can't. Part of me is like obsessive and wants to see every ending if possible. Finish bio? What do you mean finish bio?
Oh yeah, your biology's 99 out of 100.
Oh, finish bio. Yes, we can finish bio next time. It's only 1 point, so it'll happen. I assume it has a pretty good buff. I think there's like 100 endings. No joke. Oh my god. All right, so I'm not gonna get every ending. Not to mention, I don't know. Vase as a character just goes against everything, like me as a person. So I don't think I would get any of the endings involving Vase. Not gonna go out of my way to get him killed, but I don't think I'd make friends. Everyone else I've enjoyed. It's just Vase is very Vase.
Yeah. Very unique personality, that one.
Most of them are variations on a theme, though. Like whether you're above or below 50 loyalty, or which skill it reached 100 first. There's only a handful of truly unique. Oh, okay. Okay, so they depend on. Above or below 50 loyalty? What am I at?
You're above 50, because that's yeah, that one.
I'm above 50?
Well, you're more loyal than you are rebellious right now.
20 to 100. So I guess 100 would be like above 50 would be rebellious, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Not actually certain of the skill things, but there's like, are you a loyal engineer or a rebellious engineer? And that's two separate endings, technically. Oh, okay. Cool, 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 cool. So right now I am almost a loyal biologist. Or animal keeper. I don't think perception is a job. I guess it could be. Watching on the walls. I guess I would be a watch guard or something. I've kind of been all over the place.
Something.
And I mostly just want to get all the stats at least to their midpoint. Or I say their midpoint, to their first unlock. I don't know why, but that's just what I've decided I wanted to do. Which we'll definitely have done. Organizing will be the only stretch, but it's only like, what? 16 off? Because you get your first tick at 33. Alright, well, we'll do age 18 next time. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm glad that the glow didn't go badly because I was actually really worried about it. Well, it still got chaotic. People were straight up losing sleep and having to go on shifts for like, did it say 6 days or 6 weeks? I'll never know. Anyway.
Who knows?
But yeah, I can't imagine what the next one's gonna be. Glow is scary every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's see who else is online. As usual, I am having a great time